Welcome to Global Catastrophes, the channel dedicated to the tragedies and catastrophes that have marked the history of the world. Here we also explore the great discoveries that have changed the course of our knowledge and extraordinary natural phenomena that remind us of the power and complexity of our planet. Today we will take you on a journey between myth and reality to discover one of the greatest catastrophes ever narrated, Atlantis. Was it really an advanced civilization wiped out by an unprecedented catastrophe? Or is it just a tale with a grain of historical truth? Stay with us to discover the theories and facts behind this tragic legend. But before you start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. This way, you won't miss the next videos on tragedies, disasters, curiosities, discoveries, and phenomena that defy human understanding. Atlantis is one of the most famous stories in Western history, thanks to Plato, the Greek philosopher who first spoke about it in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a powerful civilization located on a huge island beyond the Pillars of Hercules, corresponding to the Strait of Gibraltar. This civilization, rich and advanced, was ruled by wise and just kings, but over time it became corrupt, attracting the wrath of the gods. As punishment, Atlantis was destroyed in a single day and night by a catastrophe that caused it to sink into the depths. Plato describes Atlantis as a paradise place, with abundant resources, advanced technologies, and an exemplary political system. But his tragic end raises a fundamental question. Is it just a literary invention, or is there a basis of historical truth? While Plato is the primary source for the story of Atlantis, many other cultures have similar stories of lands destroyed by catastrophes. For example, the myths of the Great Flood. Hindus tell of Dvaraka, a city submerged in the sea, and even in Norse mythology we find legends of sunken lands. This raises another question. Are these stories universal metaphors, created to explain natural catastrophes that have marked ancient history? Or do they indicate real events that have been passed down through folklore? The transition here leads us to explore in more detail the possible historical basis for the tragedies associated with Atlantis. Many scholars and scientists have searched for Atlantis, speculating that it may have actually existed. Several locations have been proposed as possible sites of the destroyed island. Santorini in Greece. The volcanic eruption that destroyed the island of Thera in 1600 BC is one of the most popular hypotheses. The explosion devastated the Minoan civilization, and some features of Atlantis, such as its sudden collapse, may match this event. Bimini, Bahamas. In 1968, mysterious rock formations were discovered under the sea, called the Bimini Road. Some claim they are remains of Atlantis, although science tends to consider them natural formations. Middle Eastern and North African Atlas. Some speculate that Atlantis may be a metaphorical reference to lost civilizations such as that of Tartessos, or the mysteries of the Sahara Desert. Let's go back to Atlantis. According to Plato, Atlantis was not only an advanced civilization, but also incredibly rich and opulent. It is said that its territory was a natural paradise, lush mountains, fertile plains, and mines rich in precious metals such as gold, silver, and orichalcum, a mythical metal of incalculable value, described as brighter than fire. Its cities were living decorations, a masterpiece of engineering and luxury. The palaces and temples were covered with precious stones and rare metals, and every corner of the island testified to the greatness of its people. The great temple dedicated to Poseidon, the patron god of Atlantis, is said to have been a breathtaking place. Silver walls, golden pinnacles, and sculptures made from materials we can only imagine today. But these incredible riches were also the downfall of Atlantis. Some scholars argue that Plato wanted to convey a message, The greed and arrogance of the Atlanteans by accumulating and guarding such treasures brought about their own destruction, as if nature, or perhaps the gods, wanted to punish them, erasing every trace of their riches under the weight of the waters. But what happened to these treasures? Some dream that the immense riches of Atlantis still lie at the bottom of the ocean, hidden among ancient underwater ruins. Perhaps golden statues and incredible jewels rest shrouded in mystery in the depths of the sea, waiting to be discovered. Stories of the lost treasures of Atlantis have inspired adventurers and researchers for centuries, giving rise to expeditions and legends of sunken cities rich in precious stones and unique metals. Imagine an extraordinary civilization endowed with resources that today would seem impossible, suddenly reduced to silence and oblivion, along with its priceless treasures. An entire world swallowed up by the waters, and with it a heritage that we will never see. This only adds to the legend's allure. Atlantis is not only a myth of destruction, but also a lost treasure that we may never find again. Whether Atlantis existed or not, its history has profound meaning. For many, it stands as a warning against human arrogance. The civilization of Atlantis, although advanced, fell due to corruption and loss of values. This message is universal and remains current. Our relationship with nature and our choices can determine the fate of the planet. Furthermore, Atlantis has become a symbol of the catastrophes that can destroy even the most powerful civilizations. It is not just a story, but a warning. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey into the tragedy and possible history of Atlantis. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to support us and let us know you want more content like this. We look forward to seeing you at the next disaster, catastrophe, or discovery.